Welcome to Dodgers Daily. Casey Porter here on a glorious Sunday morning after just an awesome spectacle. Not just an awesome baseball game. Can you hear me, Coach?
I got you.
Okay,
I'm showing you my LA on the side of my American flag on the front. LA right here, baby. Let's go.
Oh, yes. Hey, there's nothing more American than the LA Dodgers beating the Padres, right?
You got it. All is good in the world outside of Oklahoma State football, but nobody cares about that outside of me and you.
Oh, Lord.
We don't talk about that. Yeah.
If they did after yesterday, they don't today, right? That was terrible.
At least the Dodgers I went to bed feeling good. I'll put it that way.
Hey, we have given the young man his proper respect. He is a great player, no doubt about it. Manny Machado is, but for all the shit that he's talked about, the Padres winning the World Series before the Dodgers, that's a pretty piss poor at bat to finish the game for his team last night. I enjoyed every minute of watching Blake Trinan just absolutely own his ass. That was great.
I was shocked when I saw of course, I don't dig into it like you do, Case, but he's had a lot of success against Trinan. He's hit 300 against Trinan before that. The last two at-bats I've seen him against Tron, he's got dominated. He looked like an idiot going that sweeper. So
you even mentioned that in the last series. I mean, he got dominated.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out what to make him look stupid on the last year. Thank God. But I was shocked. He said he was hitting 300 off Tron with 2 bombs, and it's like, okay, not the last 2 times I've seen him against him. So hopefully that'll continue the rest of the series.
Yeah, and shocked that with that kind of analytics, that. You bring Michael Kopech out and you bring Blake Trinan in. It was a game that had some analytics to it, no doubt. There were some matchups that played the analytics. But, Coach, you have to be proud of Dave Roberts. He used his eyes, man. I mean, he gave Alex Vesia an up-down. He got Evan Phillips an up-down. And when I say up-down, I mean they come out and they come out and get out of an inning, so they sit back down. Do they have to get back up and kind of recreate that adrenaline for that next inning? But Blake Trinan, Blake Phillips, and, Alex Vesia, Evan Phillips, and Blake Trinan. All 3 had to do that, and he didn't pitch Michael Kopech in the 9th inning, and then he also pulled him in the middle of the 8th inning. And so, yes, there was some analytics to that, but there was still some old high school, hey, at the very least, I've seen Blake Trinan in this situation. He's going to at least be able to throw something other than a fastball in the strike zone. If the Padres beat him, so be it. But I know that he's not going to just hand the game to San Diego by not being in the strike zone. Not to say that Kopech wouldn't have come through, but to say Dave's never been with him in that situation. He went with the guy he trusted. He went with his gut, and I'll be damned if the Dodgers aren't up 1-0.
And I again, not being privy to the analytics or the book, the notebook, whatever the heck they have in the dugout, I was shocked when Kopech come in the 8th inning. There's something going on. Dave knew something prior. They've got something going on there.
He trusts Blake Trinan. That's what he knows. And he knows Blake Trinan's damn good. And Trinan's hot.
Yeah, absolutely. So Kopech was a little wild. Everything was wild high. But again, I assume it's his first playoff appearance, right, Case? He's a little bit pumped. I don't know if he's ever been in the playoffs. He's with the White Sox. I know we came over. I should have looked that up before. But anyway, he was wild. Probably had a lot of adrenaline pumping and still hitting 100, but it was out of the zone. So, no, Dave managed with. Yeah, there wasn't a notebook in his lap when he made that decision. You're right. There's a feel for the game. Dave's enough of an old school baseball guy. Yeah, hand me a notebook full of analytics. That's great, and it does come in very handy. I'd love to have it too, but when he gets right down to it, I think we need to do this right here. And he made great moves the whole night, and the Dodgers, from top to bottom, from the opening, obviously the first inning was bad, but then from that point on, again, the bullpen has been nailed. 6 scoreless innings last night. So that is our thing we're going to lean on from this point forward in that tremendous offensive lineup.
Michael Kopech actually threw in the playoffs in 2021, but Coach, it was 3 innings and he gave up 6 runs.
Oh,
so if you're Dave Roberts,
knew that too,
Absolutely. I mean, it's not to say he wouldn't come through. It's a different environment. You're with the Dodgers. You're not with the White Sox.
Right.
So you walk up to Michael, and it's like, Michael, it's not that I don't think you wouldn't come through. It's just I know Blake will. Trust me on this. And so you ease Michael Kopech into that type of environment by giving him the 8th instead of the 9th, and it just worked out absolutely perfect. So, Coach, other than Yamamoto getting you in a hole 2 different times, he just simply could not locate his splitter. And when he has to throw it, and then what the Padres did, give them credit, Coach. The Padres are a great team. They came out and did what they do, man. They make you throw strikes. They got base hits. Once they got people on, they got them over. Then once they got them over, they got him in, and they continued to put pressure on the Dodgers. And then Yamamoto could not locate his splitter, so they did one of two things. They either spit on it and didn't swing at it at all, or they did what Manny Machado did, and they made sure and saw the starting point of it. And there's a saying, hey, you got to see that split finger up. You got to see it up.
Yep.
So if you see the splitter up like Machado did, that's the one that you really try to do damage on. And so it was one of those deals to where, Yamamoto wasn't great, but also the Padres had a great plan and they executed.
Yeah, they're a great team, and they executed very well. And I was reading up here, Case, before we went on air, doing some homework, that they've had the most success against him the entire year, starting from the first series of the year. So they've had that on him. Dave even mentioned after the game Sunday, he talked about, he might have been tipping his pitch or something. They think there may have been something going on with his glove. They'll dig into that, watch a video, and see if they can come up with something there to help that. But like you said, the bottom line was, I don't care what he's doing with his glove. He wasn't landing the splitter. And the stuff he threw over the plate was very hittable.
Yes.
And obviously the Padres are too good. They're not going to miss that. And they did a good job against him. Like I said, there could have been some tipping going on, whatever. We all know. I can still know what the heck's coming, but if it's dirty, I ain't going to hit it. So it wasn't dirty even when they knew what was coming. It's still major league hitters. Like I said, if they have an idea, like you said with Manny, if he knew what was coming, that's a big deal, and he sees it up. Like you said, he's all over it and crushed it. But, we'll see how it moves going forward with the Dodgers. The next time he pitches, we're anticipating he'll pitch again. And we're planning on him pitching again, so they'll work with some things. Or if there is some tipping going on, they'll get that fixed.
I'm hoping the next time he pitches in the NLCS, because if he pitches again in this series, that means there was a Game 5. We know, hey, the Padres are a great team. This series is not over. And to be honest with you, when you're that other team in a series like this, your goal is to at least split your road game. So the Padres still could do that. But having said that, Game 1 is a huge game to win. We know that. But I just kept thinking to myself watching this game as it went on, thank God this game was at home, man. That series the Dodgers won last night because of the work they did in that last regular game series with the Padres in beating them and getting home field advantage. This is why you win the division. You do, like Andrew Friedman said in the offseason, we're always going to try to play the win of division and get the home field advantage. Last night's why. Thank God the Dodgers were at home last night.
And you mentioned, I think the last time we were together, Case, about the Dodger fans bring the energy. I know several players have mentioned that after the game. The place was electric last night. That's what Dodger Stadium needs to be. And you've got a generational talent, several actually, but especially with Ohtani, a generational talent out there. And that guy got a smile on his face. He's flipping his freaking bat and getting, broken bat base hits. I mean, that guy's ready to lead you. He's and they said the day before they interviewed Ohtani, they didn't even have to have the interpreter answer. If they asked him, he was nervous. He goes, nope. He's ready to roll. So that's a great sign that you're a bell cow. And we've got several bell cows, but the big dude up top, is ready to roll. And that's a big one right there.
I kept thinking about what the phrase that you always say on this show, Coach, winning baseball plays.
Yes.
I mean, you're talking about Teo Hernandez, 2 outs after you had just gotten a second out, and they're like, oh, man, we're about to squander this inning.
Yep.
Just like he's done. With all the home runs Teo's had, which it's been great watching them all, the biggest hits he's had have been like to right field, where he's shortened up and just been line drive, contact-oriented. So just, again, Teo Hernandez shortens up, gets the base hit to center field. And then in the first rally, in the second inning for the Dodgers, how about Will Smith, who didn't get any hits last night, but his first 2 at-bats, I mean, he draws the walk, and his second at-bat, I know he strikes out, but it was 8 pitches.
Yeah.
Those are both quality at-bats. So we talk about in these types of big scenarios, you don't always have to get a hit, but the more quality at-bats that you put together, the more likely it is that you're going to score. So, yes, the home run by Ohtani, you got to have it. Your dude's got to step up and be what you just called the bell cow. But let's not forget the winning baseball plays in front of the home run, the great quality at bat by Will Smith to draw the walk, the single up the middle by Gavin Lux, giving the Padres a dose of their own medicine. Those winning baseball plays were every bit as important as that home run.
Well, like I said, Case, 7, 8, 9 gets 5 of our 10 hits. As you mentioned, Lux had 2. That's what it's going to take. We've talked about that. Everybody, it's out there. Everybody knows the bottom of the Dodgers order set those big cats up. good things are going to happen. The winning baseball plays. Edmund bunts for a base hit early. Then later I'm going, it's first and third, lay down a sack, safety squeeze right here. I'm getting pissed. I'm talking to Rex on the phone the right time. I'm going, what the heck are we doing? Ohtani may not get up.
Bogart's choked on that, by the way. Yeah, he should have went home with it, and Bogart's choked. Yeah, and they turn a double play, and we get a run out of the deal, then whatever. But, you're just looking at the winning baseball plays, the Dodgers, and then Lux makes a diving catch on a shot. I think the last time, all over the field. This is a different Dodger team. A lot of them mentioned it after the game in their press conferences, the players themselves. Go back to the Dodgers are 0-14 in the playoffs when they get down by 3 runs in the first before last night. And I think a lot of people said, I was going to say, no, they're 1-14.
Yeah, they did not have Shohei Ohtani on those other 14 teams. That's a big deal. Right. And he's not again, he's not the only reason they did it, but, that dude sets the tone for it, flips his bat, here we go, and whatever.
Damn right he does.
But you got everybody else. Freddie's out there, the bad ankle, getting a couple of hits. Still on a stinking base. These guys are locked in, Case. I'll go to my grave because they had to battle all the way into the season. They're carrying that into the playoffs. I don't give a crap about their 5-day layoff. They're still carrying that battling attitude. The scrappy Dodgers, which we hadn't seen in the playoffs in years past, we see now, and it could be great things for the Dodgers moving forward. I'm
having to fight my adrenaline here, so I don't just holler and scream, and this sounds like I'm
just
yelling. Yeah, you're right, like a fan at the game last night. Exactly. So I'm trying to fight off my adrenaline. But, hey, Coach, Gavin Lux is special to us. He's been a friend of the show. We love Gavin. We root for this guy. We've seen him all the way back to 2018 and 2019 in Tulsa. You develop such – it's not necessarily a love, it's a respect.
Yes.
That you develop when you see these guys grind and what they do on their way to the major leagues. I'm going to put this very frankly, and this might piss some people off, and I really don't care, okay? Dodgers fans have done nothing but shit on Gavin Lux ever since he has been at the major league level with the Dodgers. Every single thing he's done, they've analyzed, they've criticized, they've called him names, they've done everything they can to make this kid not feel welcome in a Dodgers uniform. In return, you know what Gavin Lux has done? He's battled through an ACL injury. He's continued to work his ass off, get bigger, faster, stronger, and play for the Dodgers brand. And basically to say, I don't care what the outside noise is. I'm Gavin Lux, and I'm going to figure out how to be the best version of Gavin Lux. And through all of that, seeing him have that game last night where he has the great catch, the 2 huge hits, it's just absolutely so rewarding. Now, they don't want to get too excited. There's still 2 more wins to get in this series, 10 to go for a championship. So I'm not putting the cart ahead of the horse here, but I am saying as of Sunday morning, I'm still celebrating just a wonderful night for a wonderful young man who deserves this so much.
Well, yeah, we're not saying, they got to win 10 more games to win it all, but we're not taking anything away from it. That was huge last night. That's you can't win 11 without winning number 1. And the Dodgers probably may not, do without him. The things that I agree with you, Case. Think about this. Also, we get in spring training. Okay, we make your position changes, and people that don't understand, as coaches do, it's a big difference in shortstop and second base.
Damn right it is.
Hey, by God, Jackson Holliday can attest to that. The young man who's struggling, trying to find his way to the big leagues, he changes on the major league level too. We're going to change you to second base. And by the way, the season starts here in a couple of weeks, and you're going, now you need to learn how to play second base. He has a horrible first half of the season. Everybody's ready. Is he going down send him down, get rid of him, get somebody else, bring somebody, This says so much about this young man, and you know him better than I do. I love him. You do too. Respect him and what he's done. For him to we may not have won the division without him, Case. He was our best hitter for a while when Mookie's out. They're just pitching around Ohtani. Freddie was out for a while, with some things that's going on. He was our best hitter for a while, just a short stretch of the season there. And if he hadn't come out of his funk and believed what everybody was telling him, not everybody in the organization, they obviously, it's not coming inside the organization. It's the outside news, which he isn't listening to, obviously. He goes to work every day, working on his craft, and look at him now. He's hitting over 250-something. He was under 200. And to do that on the big league level, to raise your batting average 50, 60 points during the season, that's all you need to know about Gavin Lux, and he's always with us. He's always a Dodger in our mind.
Damn right he is. And then also, Coach, he was struggling down the stretch, and there were a lot of Dodgers fans I mean, it's kind of like the Alex Vesia effect, who, by the way, very proud of Alex too. Dodgers Daily, I'm going to say this point blank, and I hope this doesn't sound cocky or arrogant or any of that, but when every other Dodgers outlet and all the fans were just all over Alex Vesia, we kept reporting here that since last July, he's actually been one of the best relief pitchers in all of the game. And I just can't figure out why Dodgers fans just can't get on board with this guy, right? I mean, I get the mannerisms and all that. He's a nervous wreck, and it's like he doesn't breed confidence into you as a fan. You're like, dude, this guy's getting ready to hyperventilate. And then, like, you're even worse than that. I get all that. We have been telling you since last July, Alex Vesia has been one of the best relief pitchers out of the bullpen of any pitcher in the game. And by the way, we stayed consistent with the fact that he was going to be probably the first guy out of the pen as part of the A-team bullpen. Not just a dude you're eating innings with. He's going to be brought in as part of the A-team when it comes to your bullpen. Super proud of Alex Vesia again. Again, I'm going to keep reiterating, we're super excited. We're still celebrating this morning. That does not in any way, shape, or form mean that you can let up. It's only one game, but still, this is a celebration in terms of this show right here.
Well, like I said, Case, you can't win 3 games. You can't win 7. You can't win 11 games if you don't win number 1. So that's big. And like I said, you mentioned earlier about winning the first game at home in the 5-game series. 72% of the teams have won the series. Now, that's not 100, so we still know, we're not out of the woods yet.
The Padres are great.
We're playing a great team. We probably have the toughest series. I don't know. There's a lot of other teams playing well. As I watched some baseball yesterday. Everybody's playing well.
Nobody's playing a team as good as the Padres.
No, nobody's playing a team from top to bottom as good as the Padres. So the Dodgers have the toughest first round battles against a great team. That I don't care. Case. Yeah. We've talked about it all year. I do not care about that. They battled their butts off against these guys all the way to the end, had to scratch, grind, overcome injuries, put new guys in, and plug it, and then just fight through everything and to get where they are. And they come out, and Dodgers are fortunate enough to win this series against the Padres. They're ready to take on the world. There's nobody out there left they can't handle. We know that already. Dodgers, are the prohibitive favorite to win the World Series. A lot of people say that now. Doesn't matter. You got to win game per game. Yeah, last night's great. Now we're looking at first pitch at game 2 tonight.
I'm just saying the home run by Ohtani was great. The bullpen work was great. But the thing that has me so excited, because if you continue to do this, this team will win a World Series.
Yep.
If they continue to execute winning baseball plays. That's been our theme for this group all year long, Coach. And you just hear from all these analytical people, travel ball guys that try to tell high school coaches all the time, well, just putting the ball in play doesn't matter because teams don't make errors. So you don't want to just put the ball in play. You have to hit home runs. Yeah. Okay, well, Will Smith hits a ground ball to one of the best third basemen in the world, and Manny Machado throws the ball away, right?
Yep.
Tommy Edman just figures out a way to stand on his head. He hits right-handed instead of left-handed to give himself a better chance to put the ball in play. Yes, he grounds into the double play or whatever, but he still he puts the ball, and Gavin Lux just lobs one into left field, just putting the ball in play. Teo Hernandez hits the ball to Jackson Merrill, who that was the worst play I've ever seen Jackson Merrill make, by the way. Those environments, for all you people roasting James Outman and the play that he made last year in the playoffs, watch that play by Jackson Merrill. Jackson Merrill is a awesome baseball player, and he just got kind of caught up in the moment, didn't quite know exactly what to do on that ball, and didn't make a good play on it. Manny Machado made an error last night. So just the formula of just selling out to put the ball in play last night and figuring out how to get the runners on, get them over, and get them in. That is just a great point. If the Dodgers continue to do that, they will always have the slug like Ohtani had. And then they'll eventually get some starting pitching to get behind it. And then that is literally the formula for this team.
I still go back to Teo's hit you're talking about. Mm-hmm. I mean, he even said it himself. He said, I don't have to do too much. I wasn't trying to do too much.
Exactly.
That was his quote after the game. You look at that. He's not trying to turn and burn on that stinking thing. You got to pitch, you got to handle, and kind of semi, little blooper. It's not really a bloop like a parachute, but it's not a hard hit ball in the center field. And like I said, Merrill, who's a great budding superstar, future superstar unless something happens. Just got
Great
caught
player.
in between. Great player got caught in between. If he'd have probably dove, he'd have probably caught it pretty easily for a big-time major league player if he dove. But
He's a good enough player. He should have caught that ball.
Yes, there ain't no doubt about it. And Manny, that looked like fields the ball, gets up, looks at it, looks at the stinking ball, and then throws it in the bleachers over there.
Good for him.
Great.
Thanks, Manny.
Thank you, Manny. Just you're one of the greatest players in the world. Just field the stinking ball, flip your hips, and throw the guy out by 12 feet. I don't know. Thank God he didn't. But there's all that stuff goes together. Case, like I said, errors. There's a couple errors right there. Winning baseball plays. Those are not winning baseball plays. While the plays the Dodgers had are winning baseball plays.
Yeah. Yeah, so kind of two differences. I know Ohtani had the bat flip, so did Manny Machado.
Sure.
You talk about Machado picking the ball up, wanting to show off, look at the ball in his glove, all that. So, I mean, you might go right to the fact that, hey, Ohtani had the bat flip too. But you can't, if you understand the adrenaline of the moment, Ohtani's bat flip had no intentions whatsoever to be show-offish.
Yeah.
It wasn't trying to show. It was, man, that was pretty cool. I mean, that was just pure excitement because he did something to help his team versus to me, when Machado does crap like that, it's, hey, look at me. I'm Manny Machado. I think they're two totally different things.
I'm old school, Case. I'm old school, probably, when it gets right down to it. I don't mind the bat flip like Ohtani
I don't
did.
either, Coach.
Ohtani, it's his first time. It's his first time in a playoff situation. He's excited. He just hits a bomb tap. He flips it. He wasn't he wasn't looking at the Padre dugout. He wasn't looking over there and pointing or running his mouth. He's excited that he helped his team. He flips the bat and go. I don't even mind Manny if he'll just flip the bat and go. Just flip and go. Don't say anything to anybody else. Don't look in the other dugout. And on the pitcher side of it, if you don't like guys bat flipping, don't give up home runs. So I've kind of grown into that. As long as you're not showing me, I don't mind if a guy's excited, hits home run, bat flip, move on, get out of here.
He's excited.
Yeah, he's excited. You ought to be.
Same way a pitcher is when they fist pump.
Yeah, every pitcher will strike out and come off the mound and yell and everything. I don't mind that either. Now, if you're looking in the other dugout or personalizing something towards somebody, then you're asking for trouble there. But if you're exciting, you just did something, you're excited, and move on. Of course, I'm old school and I coach football. I didn't like my defensive linemen celebrating by themselves when they got a sack, because I always said our nose tackle's probably getting double teamed. Or somebody forgot to block you. So we celebrate as a team. We celebrate together. We don't celebrate individually. And that was just the way I was when we coached football together here in Stillwater. But, it's kind of the same thing. Little celebrating. In baseball, a different deal. Guy's throwing 102 and I drill it. And that is me. I flip my bat and go on. But as long as you're not showing people up, we all know what we're talking about here. You're not showing people up. And I know Bumgarner used to get mad every time somebody bat flipped on him. Well, don't give up a home run, Cat. He just got mad at everybody. They wouldn't even look at him. They weren't even really disrespectful to him. He did, whatever. And I got a lot of respect for that Cat too. He's done great things in the playoffs. I'm not throwing shade on him, but I didn't like that part about him. Anytime anybody did anything, he's ready to fight. So get over it, dude. Just don't give up home runs. You don't have to worry about it. But a respectful bat flip because you're excited, or a pitcher of fist pumping and giving the big yells he comes off the mound. I'm all in on it. Just don't be disrespectful to the other team or try to show somebody up and get after it.
You hit on it earlier. I should have capitalized on it a little bit more. Let me back up. The Padres come out, do a great job, score 3 runs. Not only that, Coach, after the big Shohei Ohtani home run, they answer right back with the 2 runs. So give them credit. And this is a Padres team that, even going back to the series, the Dodgers won 2-1 in L.A., they have just continued to answer every time the Dodgers have scored. I'm going to tell you right now, Dodgers fans, in my opinion, the Dodgers were able to climb out of those 2 holes, yes, because they have Shohei Ohtani, but because you, as a fan base, instead of sitting on your ass and feeling sorry for yourself after the Padres took the air out of the starch out of the air, right? After they came in and popped the balloon of the Dodgers fans, they stayed in it. They stayed on the Padres. They continued to feed adrenaline and momentum into the Dodgers players on the field. And I really feel like the Dodgers fans and the environment they created was as big or a bigger deal than anything anybody on the field did last night.
This is a team. I totally agree with you, Case. This is a team you should never give up on. I mean,
yes,
yeah, we
Good
got
point.
the 3 Hall of Famers at the top, the stinking thing. We also got the home run derby champion in there, a guy who's hit 30 bombs. We've got guys up and down the lineup who can do damage and get us back in the stinking game. So this is not the team that you should ever, especially now. Yeah, back during the regular season, we all said the same thing. Well, yeah, it's a 1 of 162, you know. And it's true. That is all true. Now we're down the short rows. Call it whatever you want. This is down. Every game is everybody's dudes going against somebody else's dudes. Bring it, Dodger fans. That was awesome last night. They didn't need to hear me say that. They brought it. This team, you should never. You don't have any reason to ever give. It's not like we're a one-man team or, oh, man, if those 2 guys don't get a hit, we won't ever score. That's not the case this team, especially now, those cats at the bottom. Edmund, nothing else. Edmund will bunt for a base hit. Give me a break here. He'll do whatever he's got to do.
Or bat right-handed instead of left-handed.
Or wear one. Or take one off the freaking elbow to get on. These cats are doing – they're grinding. They're playing winning baseball, and they're playing it the right way. I see more dirt dauber out of this team when they really have the cats at the top are all fixing to get a bust in Cooperstown at some point in their career. But this team is grinding. Not all of them are getting a bust in Cooperstown, but they all want the same thing. They want that trophy.
It just goes to show you need the superstars and the dirt daubers both to be a truly great team, like hopefully the Dodgers continue to be in this postseason. But hey, Coach, if you're the Padres, you could not have asked for anything more. You get the 3-run lead, then you get the 2-run lead. You score 5 runs in the first 2 innings. You have Dylan Cease, who's been one of the best pitchers in the game of baseball, but there's 2 things the Dodgers knew about him. One is that he hasn't been great in the playoffs. 2 is he's not good in the stretch. So kind of another reason why I talk about the home run deal with Shohei Ohtani. Why did he hit the home run the second time around, not the first? That kind of deal is the fact that because the guys in front of him got on base, he got to face Dylan Cease out of the stretch instead of out of the windup. And that's a massive part of that. So the goal literally for the Dodgers was get Dylan Cease out of the windup, get him into the stretch. Let's take our chances from there. And so really, to be honest with you, Coach, Dylan Cease really let the Padres down last night. Now, you got to give the Dodgers credit for beating him. But, man, you're hired at the Padres to win that game. You're given 5 runs, and whatever innings they were. Yeah. You're given 5 runs. You got to win that game for Dylan Cease.
Yeah, and that goes back to the old analytical thing. Whatever they've got somewhere, somebody knew exactly what you were talking about because you knew it, that he's not good out of the stretch. Get some guys on base, get him right there. No, you're throwing game 1 of the playoffs. You're our dude. You know, I mean, you got to come out and the Dodgers. But you got to give the Dodgers some credit. I'll even go back even on when Bogarts on his side when he got the big 2-run hit. Of course, I'm whining. I thought we struck him out pitch before that.
Yeah,
he threw a good pitch bottom of the zone that balled it. I think even Will and the pitcher, everybody's looking around. Really? Okay. Anyway, then he gets hit. Yeah. But credit to Bogarts. He's been a good professional player for a long time. I got a lot of respect for him. My C-word guy is struggling. I guess he's 0 for 12 in the playoffs. We hope that continues.
You can say his name. The moratorium's off.
Cronenworth,
or maybe it's worked. Maybe it's worked.
Yeah, it's going good. He's 0 for 12 in the playoffs.
So let's keep it. Okay. So
let's keep the C-word down. Keep him down 0 for. We don't want him getting hot on him. But they got some other guys that are. I think Tatis is their hottest player in the playoffs so far. Whatever. They got good players. So do we. Who cares? But like I said, Bogarts had a big hit. The Dodgers, did everything they had to do. They got Cease in a stretch. That's what they knew what they needed to do there. But still, you still got to perform. It's like I'm saying, Case. I don't care if you're tipping pitches or not. If I know what the heck's coming, it's so stinking dirty I can't hit it. You know Greg. Okay, you facing Greg Maddux. Probably a real good chance you're getting a dadgum changeup. It may go 40 different directions or a fastball that comes in. You're still not going to hit it, even though it's coming because everybody knew he's going to throw some changeups and spot his fastball, and he strikes everybody out throwing 85 miles an hour because he's a genius. But anyway, that sort of thing. So there's I know what's coming, but you still have to hit it. So it's kind of like in football. Yeah, we all know what they're going to run right here, but kind of like the old Philadelphia Eagles, quarterback sneak play. They just get everybody there, get a bunch of fat guys behind him, Hurts and push him forward. Everybody knows it's coming, but you can't stop it. So there's that part too. So the Dodgers did some good things in a lot of ways. The winning baseball plays. The Padres put a good effort out there. I mean, they did everything. The Dodgers won the game. I don't necessarily feel like they gave it away.
I totally agree. So like little things that go unnoticed. The first inning, Dodgers didn't score, but Mookie Betts draws a walk. Teo Hernandez busts out of the box. He could have that easily if he would have pouted about not hitting the ball the way he wanted and not busted out of the box like we've seen a lot of major leaguers do. That could have easily have been a double play.
Yeah.
And if that happens, guess what doesn't happen in the bottom of the second? Shohei Ohtani doesn't get back up.
Yep.
So all of those little plays just extending innings, you never know when that's going to get that lineup turned over.
Yep.
And instead of that lineup ending at your 9-hole, it's going to turn back over to Shohei Ohtani. And so all of those, we call it all the time, Coach. We say, Austin says it best, those margins, however small they may be, you saw it right there. Just by Teo beating out a ground ball, double play, and then the second inning, Will Smith walks but just by doing that got you one extra batter down in your lineup, and it got the lineup back to Shohei Ohtani. Those small margins matter.
Everybody has a job, Case. Everybody has to do their job, whatever that may be. Everybody has a role on the team. Of course, everybody, getting base hits and moving. Yeah, I'm not talking about that. Everybody's got a role in a certain situation on there. The team. We talked about in pitching. What happens today is going to affect us tomorrow. It will affect us because we got some guys that threw.
Trine won't throw today.
He won't throw today. So everything snowballs right there. It's right there. It's winning. We get back on the winning baseball plays, but everybody, I know you said it. I've said it thousands of times coaching. I've looked at kids. It's hard to get high school kids to believe this. I know you feel the same way. It's hard to get young players, young kids to believe. I look them right down and say, you don't have to get a base hit to do your job.
Right.
You do not have to get a base hit to do your job. Take a lot of pitches, put the ball in play, hit behind the runner, you ground out, the infield's back, ground out the middle, get a ribby. I mean, there's a lot of ways that you can contribute this team.
Or just beat out a double play.
Just beat out a double play. Beat out a double play. When you're playing defense, throw the right base. Hit your cutoff man. There's a million ways for you to contribute this team. You don't quit worrying about batting average. Nobody cares about that crap. It's all about results. You don't have to get a base hit to do your job, and that's what you're seeing right here. What you're just talking about that happened last night.
Yeah, I just thought that small margin of Teo beating out that double play and then Mookie walking. Although it's an inning to where you're going to look at it from a results perspective, go, the Dodgers didn't score. They didn't answer the 3 spot of the Padres. That was disappointing. Well, no, they actually put enough pressure and did enough good in that inning to where they got it back to Shohei Ohtani in the second inning. We know the more amount of bats Shohei Ohtani gets, the better that's going to be. Okay, Freddie Freeman, you mentioned that he stole a base last night. He had 2 hits. You knew that you kind of had a good idea that the adrenaline of the moment was going to help him last night, right? I mean, adrenaline can do a lot. A lot of times when guys sprain an ankle, they can play the rest of that game, right? It's the next day that really affects them. So, you go out there on a fresh ankle. When I say fresh, I mean as fresh as it can be in terms of what he's done to rehab it between the time he hurt it and now. So my biggest concern with Freddie Freeman is the day after. Like today, you wake up this morning, the adrenaline's gone. My adrenaline's finally starting to come back down after last night. But, you wake up, you don't have as much adrenaline. That's when really you go, damn, my ankle doesn't feel very good right now. So is that maybe a bigger concern than we think for Dodgers fans?
I don't think it. No, I think it is a big concern. Normal situations, you can say, hey, well, we'll just DH him tonight. Well, the DH position's taken for the Dodgers every day for the rest of our life, unless he comes back and whatever. It's taken. A lot of teams you can, maybe be able to pull something like that. But Freddie's got to play in the field if he's going to play. He's such a true professional and a great, great human being that he's going to have to be almost crippled not to be out there. I go back to Billy Buckner. I get sick of people blaming Billy Buckner for losing the World Series. He's a former Dodger. He was a great player with the Dodgers, great major league player all those years. All I can remember is that he's out there crippled, missing a ground ball. It's because he had the guts to be out there. Probably shouldn't have been out there. That wasn't his call. That was a manager's call. The manager should have had him out there. But the point being, Billy Buckner's going to play. He's not coming out unless somebody makes him. I feel that way with Freddie too. He's gone through a lot. Good Lord, Case. He's gone through things in his personal life this year that I don't even want to imagine. He's still going through it with his little boy. So, he's got a different perspective on everything now. I think, he's, hey, my little boy can fight through it. I can do it. I'm just coming from my own opinion. My little boy's fighting through it. I can fight through it. I'm not saying he feels that way, but, he's witnessing a little guy busting his butt every day. whether that happened or not, Freddie's still that guy. I think he's still that guy going, yeah, I don't feel great. I'll be shocked if he's not in the lineup tonight because of how important these games are.
I think he'll be in the lineup. I just worry about the day after.
I agree.
It's one thing to practice on it and to monitor all of your movements and to, hey, don't move too hard on it to your right or to your left. In those inner squads.
Yep.
That's why they're so far away from game situations, because a guy like Freddie is only going to do certain things that favor the fact that he won't re-injure his ankle. In a game, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
So it's a totally different environment. I just worry about this morning his ankle really not feeling good at all. So we'll see. Yeah, Coach. Hey, I learned this at Owasso under Larry Turner. Larry very well. Whenever I student taught for him, he's won like 19 state titles over there. Dylan Bundy played for him, and the Eckstein kid that played for the Cardinals. I mean, he's produced like 15 major leaguers, right?
Absolutely.
Just a legendary coach at Owasso. He taught me this. He would always tell his pitchers, hey, guys, let's go get a lead, and then let's turn the ball over to our bullpen, and then let's let the bullpen make it boring.
Yeah.
So, in other words, just kind of throw strikes in there, get the other team out. Next thing you know, instead of it being the fourth inning, it's the seventh inning, and you can't even – it's like that car drive, the way he had put it. It's like that car drive home where you get home and you go, how'd I get here? I don't even – you're just so used to doing it that you just don't even remember. You just did it by instinct, right?
Yep.
So, although, yes, the ninth inning was exciting, the Kopech deal in the eighth inning, passing it to Blake Trining was very exciting. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
The stringing the zeros is what he meant by that. You get a lead, and then the bullpen makes it boring by just shutting the game down.
It's almost, of course, LT had a pitcher after pitcher after pitcher at Owasso. I know what he's talking about. I understand what he's talking about. That's like a major league team. The Dodgers, we're talking about Yamamoto's having a bad start. Ohtani's home run. T.O.'s hitting everything. It's just like, no, the boring 6 innings of shutout ball. It's just kind of an afterthought. Not to purists, but that's the way the Dodgers bullpen has been. I mean, you give up 3 runs, 5 runs in the first 3 innings. Oh, crap. Now what's going to happen? Here's what's going to happen. We're going to throw 6 innings of shutout ball and give our offense a chance to come back and win. Like I said, now that you think about it, look back on it. It's kind of boring outside of when Kopech had trouble throwing strikes. And I'll go back to another one. You talked about plays earlier. How about the at-bat by Jackson Merrill? Again, that cat, was it 12, 13 pitches from Kopech, and he fouled off great pitches after great pitch and got a walk.
That pitch up, too.
That's credit to I recognize greatness. I really love that way that kid plays the game. I hope he loses this series, but I love the way that young man plays. And to come from Double-A to big leagues, is going to be the rookie of the year, and to do what he's doing, what a great story for that young man. Again, I hope he loses. Nothing personal, but I got a lot of respect for him as a player.
Miguel Rojas made me nervous. I trust Miguel Rojas, but on that basket catch, that Willie Mays style basket catch.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Man, am I the only one that was sweating bullets on that one?
No, he made it look easy, like he probably has done it thousands of times. Oh, yeah. But me and you, high school coach, what the heck you doing? Turn and get back. Get back on the ball. Get behind the ball, whatever. But anyway, major league players make it look easy.
Of course, long before the movie Major League, we had Todd Smalley. And the first thing I'll never forget it. I think we were like at Altus or somewhere. Somebody made a flashy play like that, probably Mark Cheatwood or Smitty, who was a pretty boy, right? Yeah. And Smalley went over and he goes, "Great play, kid. Don't ever effing do that again." So when I saw the movie Major League, I was like, damn, I've actually lived that moment. Yeah. That is just absolutely classic. So when I saw Miguel Rojas kind of go back, and of course, I don't think he had any other way he could have caught it. Yep. Those were literally Coach Smalley came straight to my mind. The movie Major Leagues, that line right there. Yeah. Hey, great catch, kid. Don't do it again.
Never effing do it again. And I said those exact words. I probably learned it from Smalley. He's just a couple years younger than me, but I started my coaching career with him, and a great baseball coach, great human being, great friend I love, and you do too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
He loves baseball. He's a Cardinal fan, but we won't hold that against him. But
there's a lot of Cardinals
for the Cardinals. But anyway,
there's a lot of Cardinal fans around here, Coach.
You betcha.
So it's and that's a great organization. You talk about great fans.
No doubt about it.
Whew, man, that's a great They're struggling right now, but those fans, that organization is legit. A lot of respect for them. Okay, Yu Darvish versus Jack Flaherty tonight. It is 5:05 Pacific, 7:05 our time. What are you looking forward to tonight?
Same thing. Two great teams battling, both of them scratching and clawing. It feels good about Flaherty's been our guy. I'll go back to the bell cow word. Here late in the year, with all the things that were going on in the Dodgers, that was a great pickup. By the way, his Tigers are doing pretty good too. So they gave him up and still were able to do some things. But Flaherty has been our guy, and you expect I shouldn't be this way, but I'm thinking, okay, well, we won the tough one with a guy who'd been struggling with some injuries and blah, blah, I feel a lot better now. But Darvish, you never know what you're going to get there. We've seen the bad Darvish. We've seen the great Darvish. We know his stuff is ungodly.
He'll be on. He'll be on.
He's thrown some great games. That's fine. That's all well and good. But we got world-class hitters, too, just like the Padres do. These are the best players in the world on both teams and all these playoffs and in the big leagues. So I like our chances against that. We wouldn't have it any other way, Case. There's nothing easy. There's nothing that hadn't been easy the entire year for the Dodgers. Not like last year. They kind of cruised into it. This year, there's nothing been easy for the manager, the front office, moving down the players on a daily basis. It's going to be tough tonight, and we wouldn't have it any other way, and go Dodgers.
I know that the Padres bullpen is great, but I'm just telling you, my message would be, hey, guys, let's grind enough pitches to where we can get to the 5th or 6th inning and be a tie game or maybe down 1 or up 1 or whatever. We have proven we will win that game from there. That's another big difference with this team. This team seems to win these types of games. At least they have as of late, so that's exciting. So I think just trying to stay within touch. Don't be down like 5-0 going in the 5th inning. Score enough, grind out enough at bats, and then make it a bullpen game and see what happens from there, because the Dodgers bullpen has been fantastic, and I think the Dodgers offensive lineup is more capable of beating the Padres bullpen than the Padres lineup is of beating the Dodgers bullpen. I say that, best laid plans, that's liable to flip itself on its head. So if it happens, don't blame me. It's just a game of baseball, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. And last night the Dodgers came back so quickly that the Padres didn't get to utilize that bullpen like they wanted to. Schilt's not going to bring anybody in 3rd or 4th inning, start using those cats up, because it's a series. He's not that. By the way, how about a 2-2 walk, intentional walk to Mookie? That was interesting, but it worked out for him. But that's a Schilt, Mike Schilt, and I saw him.
Great manager.
How he described that, he figured Mookie ain't going to. He figured Mookie still can do some damage at 2 strikes. They'll take their chances with Freddie. But anyway, that was interesting. You don't see that very often. He's a great manager, and he's got a great ball club. But, we'll see how it goes. The Dodgers bullpen has just quietly been nails for a long time. And there's been several different people involved in that. But we got the names. We know what the roster is for the playoffs, for the division series. We know what the roster is, so we know who we got. But they've used a lot of people in that row down through the year, and through this season, and it's been successful. So I fully expect that. And, hey, we'll play a bullpen game. Well, you got to understand, we still got to throw to Tatis and Manny and all these guys, these big cats they got over there. They've also got to throw to some cats too. Don't ever think Mookie's always dangerous. They got to throw to some great hitters too. So it's all. Hey, I like our chances against anybody in the world.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. It's great to see your face first thing Sunday morning. This has been a celebration. I think once that I post this video and my adrenaline kind of dwindles down a little bit, then it'll be move on to tonight's game. But today, still this morning, is still a celebration. We'll move on as soon as we get this video posted and go from there. So, it's great to see your face first thing Sunday morning, Coach. I love you.
Love you too, Case, and go Dodgers.